What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Yes, the RJ jersey's not hung up. I had to take it down for this video. I had to freaking take the jersey down. Knicks go on to beat the Grizzlies. Big exclamation point type of W. Like, you had to win this game. You had to win this game. It was not pretty. It was disgusting. But the Knicks won. 133 to 129 in overtime. I can't believe we won this game. People prepare. If you're used to like maybe a nice analysis of my videos, that might not be it. I'm gonna try my best, but I'm just overflowing with emotions. I'm sorry this video is coming out late. Had some things to do. It's life. But shout out to my girlfriend. She's probably like, holy shit, like this man is just, he's crazy right now. And you should have saw her during FaceTime. She thought I was like a crazy person. But yeah, the Knicks come out with the W, 133 to 129. But this was not a perfect game at all. At the beginning, no ball movement, no defense, no quality shots, turnovers. We literally got them in the penalty at the beginning of the game. We're leaving people open outside the perimeter. And I was like, entering this game, who's going to stop John Morant's triple penetration? Who's going to box out Jonas Valanciunas? Like, I even like Desmond Bane. I like Xavier Tillman. I like what they bring to the Grizzlies. I even like Brandon Clark. Like, they have a very solid basketball team. They're very physical. They've always been this grinded out team, even back to the Mike Conley and Marc Gasol days. But just, geez, how did we win this freaking basketball game? How did we win? Literally, until, like, of course, until we won at the end. I believe our last lead was like 4-2, something like that. It was just insane. They're literally leading by double digits. It felt like the whole game, or at least 8 points the entire basketball game. But Randall couldn't get anything going. I'm not going to say RJ couldn't get anything going because he barely had any touches. We know Noel doesn't provide much offensively. Elfrid Payton, just was he out there on the floor? That's what it feels like every time he touches a basketball, or when he's out there, it just doesn't feel like he's out there. Felt like Reggie Bullock wasn't out there. We know Noel doesn't provide anything offensively, so when Randall's off, like, you're just like, oh yeah, Knicks lost. They lost, all right. So yeah, up against the Grizzlies, they have John Morant, who was like been struggling like throughout the season from downtown, and this guy enters the game. He made like 4 threes on us, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Of course, only against the Knicks. Looks like Stephen Curry. Looks like Stephen Curry's MVP season when he just absolutely changed the league. But yeah, it's just Jonas Valanciunas killing us on the boards, left and right. And Nerlens Noel, I'm not saying he's this terrible rebounder. Kind of is in a way, can't catch a basketball. But anyway, I thought it was a lose-lose, even if like Nerlens Noel was a guy that was able to crash the glass like very well. Because Jonas Valanciunas is so physical and he's so good at boxing people out. And he's just such a threat if it's posting up or just getting offensive rebounds. He's such a grinded out basketball player. But yeah, this game was absolutely disgusting. It seemed like there was no discipline. It looked like there was no fire and desire, as Walt Frazier would say. It was just absolutely disgusting. And I was like, okay, like I'm literally overreacting on Twitter, and it's crazy the people that like take things serious, like they think that like a certain player, like that I think a certain way when I'm literally just trolling on Twitter. I don't know what I'm saying. Like I said, this is going to be an emotional type of video. Luckily, Jaren Jackson Jr., of course, continues to be out with an injury, because that man would have freaking killed us in this game, the way we weren't able to collapse outside on the perimeter, even though when we played the Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson Jr. hasn't been the greatest. But just, geez, John Morant making threes. Like, the bench was the key reason, like, we were in this game in the first half, or at least in the game. Derrick Rose, his dribble penetration, getting to the rack, and I get frustrated with Derrick Rose sometimes. I love his push shot, like, when it's, a quality shot. Like, I understood it tonight. Usually I hate when he's just, like, sometimes he takes in quality shots, like unquality shots. I'm like, move the basketball. I hate the offense when he comes in sometimes because it's all about him scoring. But that's what we needed tonight. That's what we needed, so I couldn't even be mad at him because no one was able to score the basketball, at least in the first half. Emmanuel quickly came in, and I thought he played well. Like, people were questioning, did he forget how to shoot a basketball because he's been playing with Elfrid Payton? Like, what's going on out there? But Emmanuel quickly came in, clutch shot after clutch shot in this game as well. Hit some big shots. Alec Burks, I like what Alec Burks brings. But geez, does he know how to pass a basketball in transition? Like, he needs to learn the 3-man weave. I think Tom Thibodeau literally has to run that, and I think that's what I learned back in like 3rd grade, 2nd grade when I lived in Georgia. Insane, but yeah, I'm so glad I have this RJ jersey on. It feels so good. But yeah, good game to Grizzlies fans. I know I'm maybe crazy. I try to be like unbiased as possible. Like, try to be as unbiased as possible, and I can't after this game. This game was just absolutely insane. Knicks came out with the W. And when we would go on runs, like offensively, we couldn't get stops. Defensively, that's the thing that freaking pissed me off. We just couldn't get stops. We really couldn't at all. It was like clutch basket after clutch basket, or big time shot after big time shot, just like leaving guys wide open on the perimeter. When Jonas Valanciunas hit a three, I was like, okay, this game's over. Like, this is just abysmal. Randall, literally up to the third quarter, he only had like one field goal. And it was just scary. It really was. No perimeter shooting. Not making the right play, selfish play after selfish play. Looked like this team had no heart. Looked like they didn't give a shit out there, which you definitely don't like to see. But of course, obviously they care. It just looked like they were so tired and looked like they had no legs out there whatsoever. But R.J. Barrett, we're talking about someone who I believe only had 4 or 5 points in the first half. Again, he's a second half basketball player, and I don't feel like doing that math, but he finished with 20 points. And people saying he's not clutch. I hate people that label players as a boss like so freaking early. Like, this dude's 20 years old. He is 20 years old. I hate people that are labeling him like he's not clutch and all this, when he's proved earlier in the season that he hit big threes against the Hawks. He proved that he was clutch against the Rockets last season. Like, he's proven in games like he is clutch. He's 20 years old. You can't label him anything yet, and he hasn't gotten the opportunities like a guy like Randall. And Randall's a guy, I don't want him touching the basketball down the stretch anymore. I'm sorry. I want it to be RJ, or I want it to be Alec Burks, in my opinion. But Alec Burks even has his blunders of stepping out of bounds or not knowing when to make the right key basketball play. But RJ, clutch three, getting to the rack. I loved RJ's confidence, and he continues to play amazing for the New York Knicks, which is huge down the road. And it was just so much fun to watch this game. The heart down the stretch, not giving up on a play. But even when we would make a huge run, John Morant, big time blocking it off the backboard. But we're lucky the Grizzlies were missing free throws. But even when quickly was shooting those free throws at the end of the game, I was like, okay, if he misses it, watch like them run all the way down, and they're gonna get an easy layup, and then this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. Like, you literally have a bunch of these scenarios in your head, like how the Grizzlies will win, because the Knicks always find a way to blow leads, at least when you've been a Knicks fan, like as long as I've been, or other people in the world. I'm only 17, so I guess that wasn't a great example. But just RJ Barrett was amazing, quickly was amazing. This team played with so much heart, so much tenacity. They did not give up down the stretch. I wish I could say that in the first half, but the Knicks come out with the W. I even thought Taj Gibson played hard. There was like one really bad play that like made me cringe, but I don't think I'm missing anything. I don't think I am, at least. But Knicks win. I'll go live in probably like 10 minutes from now. I'm sorry I'm getting this up late. Go Knicks.